Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Genshin Impact. I am so painfully excited, but also so much in pain as well, because as we speak, the Zhongli banner is going on. Yes, I get it, Venti. So much stuff is fine. Cool, great. Regardless, so many people as we speak are actually cracking open banner of Zhongli's banner, but I can't do that because I'm wanting to do it on stream, and it turns out a lot of you guys couldn't make it to the stream if we did it when it came out, because yeah, it's timing and all that stuff. But by God, we're doing it tomorrow, which this video will probably get out to you maybe that day specifically, but we're doing it maybe today? No, I don't know. Will that work out in timing? Probably not. Regardless, what we can do today is actually test out Zhongli, as well as Xinyan or something like that. The person comes with his thing. Let's see. Let's just go look and drool. There he is, baby boo! Oh my God, I'm so happy I waited. Now, by the way, there are some things that we're gonna. So, by the way, guys, we're doing the test run. Sorry. What we can do is actually test out these characters, which I cannot wait to do. I'm mad excited for Razor. I'm mad excited for Rocket Girl. I'm also mad excited for Zhongli, as well as the Ice Guy, who's good support apparently. But by the way, I have 15,000. A lot of people have been jumping the gun on Zhongli a little bit because apparently he was nerfed at the last minute. So the people, like the stats we've seen and all that stuff, are actually not quite what we'll attain. But I also think that that's probably because they didn't want to nerf his Petrify, and I also think that just give it a minute, and I guarantee these people who build characters in this game will find a way to make him incredibly optimal. But he may not just be that right now. Especially apparently the gear that they gave him in the test run is apparently a little lackluster. It's not like built for what he should be kind of built for. They basically gave us things that didn't magnify his ult, which his ult already hits hard even without being magnetized, so just imagine that. Anyways, where is the event tab? I haven't been there in a while. Test run, I can't wait! I can't. Also, by the way, Zhongli has his story, by the way, if you want to go ahead and jump into that. I do think you probably will want to go through the story mission, the like 1.1 story, before you actually jump into this, so just some advice. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we get some primo for Zhongli, we get some XP for her, Razor, we get some shards doing our boy dirty like that, as well as we got some just more, in fact, I think, yeah, Razor really got the shit end of the stick when it comes to, like, things. But regardless, let's go test out Zhongli. I cannot. Wait, no, fellas. We're backing up. I want to look at his kit. I want to look, because maybe they changed him shit. Maybe they changed his, like, attack combos and stuff. Apparently, that's what people were saying, was his, like, his attack combinations were significantly reduced, to where it doesn't actually bite that hard, unfortunately. But there he is, character design on motherfucking point. Also, he's got his meteor that's just like, guess what, bitch? I'm gonna pull this thing down from the sky. Love it. A mysterious guest invited by the Wangsheng a funeral parlor, extremely knowledgeable in all things. Yes, do read the story in order to get that. I don't think we're going to this with max constellation, although they are all unlocked, which is pretty cool. If you're able to get the cool thing about Zhongli, though, it seems like if you're able just to get the first 2 constellations, you're sitting pretty. You got this one, which allows you to actually put 2 pillars in the world space. Now, one thing that is evident is how Zhongli is kind of, I think, supposed to be played is you should first put down your pillar, which does not take damage. Cooldown's going to come back really fast. Then you should use his hold ability and get a massive shield. That way you're getting both effects of the thing. But if you're able to get 2 pillars, then you should, of course, prioritize pillar, and then shield. But anyways, this allows you to put 2 pillars down, which normally you can only put the 1. And then the second one, which to me I think would just be a fun co-op ability, which is Planetfall. Your ult actually gains you a Jade Shield, or sorry, all the characters a Jade Shield, which is fantastic and sounds amazing. Especially if it's the same Jade Shield that's scaling off of your HP, which I think it might be. And of course, this is the one that I wish was higher in his skill tree, but it's the ability for basically you to absorb damage, and you can heal your allies who are wearing your shield that are taking that damage, which sounds just awesome. That way you may not need a support per se, but yes, it's his capstone, so of course it's gonna be fucking nuts. Also, this one would be lovely to have. It basically gives you the ability to petrify people for longer. I think it increases the AoE. Yes, increases the AoE and duration of Planetfall, so it makes your ult even better. And that's, to me, is like, yeah, that's gonna make you, like, I mean, 6 seconds of just smashing someone is pretty long time. But this, ladies and gentlemen, is what people were saying was a little shit. His hit combinations apparently got pretty nerfed since, like, when it comes to the beta, the like public tests, and then now, unfortunately. But again, again, I don't want to discount anything thus far. That's why this event is me just basically wanting to play him and see how his abilities feel. Regardless, we're still betting on this banner because, again, I just don't want to have my Primo gems anymore. But yeah, we already talked about his obelisk. You place this thing down, does consistent geo damage. It also resonates with other geo characters. This is the thing that most people are going to be building Zhongli for because this is seemingly the thing that scales really well. You'll be hearing that a lot when it comes to this character's scaling. But this thing apparently is fantastic. It also doesn't need that much energy to recharge. And apparently, Zhongli actually recharges his energy by meleeing. So even though his melee damage is not that good, you're going to want to do melee damage so that you can recover your ult faster. Now, let's play. Yeah. Can't wait. I can't wait to play Razor and the rocker chick as well. But the rocker chick, I'm not sure if, I think her is also weird. Like, I don't think they gave her the right things, the right like way to scale them, unfortunately. By tapping his elemental skill, Zhongli summons as Stone Slate, dealing geo damage surrounding enemies. Holding it down will create a shield for every enemy it hits. The elemental burst summons a meteor falling from the sky, dealing geo damage and applying Petrify to enemies it hits, immobilizing them. First of all, again, one thing that I want to see if we go to character, the things that they gave him were not that great apparently. Like the pike is not something that you'd, I think, want, as well as the artifact that they gave him is all like attack and whatnot, not necessarily his ult stuff or something like that. I was listening to other people kind of talk about him today because everyone in the EU servers got their opinions out first, so I watched some of those, and they were saying that these skills are a little messy. But anyways, what is this? Okay, I think this is also something that they mentioned, is that I think his attack speed got nerfed. So in like when we seen the trailer for him, it seemed like he just attacked so fast. And now it seems like they cut it down a little bit. But it still seems incredibly fast. Also, it's so flashy, it's just like... Also, I hope, it looks like it's got pretty good AoE, which is kind of odd for a spear user, because when we attack twice, yeah, it's a big sweeping motion. And then there's this, which I definitely think is a juggle. Anyways, and then we have our Stone Slate, which is just this. And I think this lasts forever. And by the way, you can only have one Stone Slate at a time, but he has a 5-second cooldown. So I think, so with that being said, that this is not going to deal a fuck ton of damage, but you can also climb on it, for those of you guys are wondering. You can do some death from above if you want. Boom. Alright, let's get into it. We got a lot of characters to cover. I just can't wait. And we're going to do some of this. We're going to start meleeing people. We're gonna dodge away from those enemies. We're also gonna hold this down, and we got a lot of enemies around us. Also, apparently enemies can interrupt that. But now we pulled in. Now, because we hit 3 enemies, this shield is apparently gonna make you a god. Like, also, the cooldown's relatively fast. Listen, man, I was not actually planning to make this video today, actually. But I was like, you know what? I want to play our character. Also, that's weird. I shouldn't have placed it there. I guess it has a radius or like a thing. And we're gonna hold this down, pull in a bunch of enemies. It also has geo damage, so if you have any elder elements tied to enemies, then you'll be able to do pretty good stuff. Also this. Oh! Look at 20. Oh my god, everything's just dead, petrified, and in a bad way. Alright, look at you. Oh, weird. Okay, I guess that thing can't exist on a platform like that. I guess it can break in some instances. Crumble. I like hearing Zhongli actually pop off in a way. One of these. Also, apparently that resonates. Oh, cool! It's resonating with us. That dude just put down a geo thing and it's resonating. It counts as a geo construct. That's so cool. This. Yeah, I definitely think having the what do you call it? The special ult. Not the ult. What do you call it? Get rid of you. Also, his hold down ability. I'm not even using that. Yeah, you're only spam that a lot, I think. Also, it's pretty responsive. Usually the charge attacks are a bit fucky, but no, that's really good. But I was going to say the constellation for this one, increasing the radius, I think would make and break it in a pretty big way. So we're going to do that. We're going to get some ice abilities. We're going to dash to you. Also, the range on that charge attack is pretty damn far. Also, again, I could let them hit me and they wouldn't even come close. Like, again, one thing that I was feeling with Child is that sometimes we got a little bit close to death if we just weren't focusing on dodging and whatnot. Zhongli, this is not going to be a problem at all, but you're also, I think, forfeiting some damage. Hold down his ability. There we go. Again, you want to keep meleeing because I think it gives you back your ult. I think we're getting, yeah, slightly ult charge every now and again. If we do that finishing attack and then we charge at them, alright, then we can get back on top of them, but then we throw them around. I really wish they would, like, I guess you just have to, like, finish the, or not, like, end the combination. Are you the last enemy? I think you are. Die. Boom. It's so cool. Just the meteor in itself is so worth it. I don't know, just to me, I think it's unbelievable. Also, oh my god. Let's do it again. I forgot he had other characters. Oh no. Let's run that back. Maybe we won't stay in there for that long. I just want to see what happens when we're like, because again, Zhongli I don't think is like a person who's like a DPS where you just stay on the field constantly. Although I think maybe you could make him that way. But I think again, throwing out Lisa's abilities and all that stuff could really make or break him. Also, I like how responsive he is. Like everything just seems like it happens fast. Like we can just pop this out really quick, throw this out, switch to Kaeya, freeze some people. We can also, do this, get our shield, then switch to Lisa, do her charge attack, which is honestly a pain in the ass to do. Get some more damage, start meleeing. Do a hold down attack. Again, I wish you could situate yourself significantly better, but it's kind of a pain in the ass to do. Can activate his ult, switch to her this. Switch to this. Boom. Switch back to Zhongli. Keep fucking stuff up. Yeah, see, like even then we have our ult back. Like it's like our ult coming back even though we're not using our ult or using our melee. So I think you are supposed to some extent use your thing. Or like switch off character, sorry. So it's hard to manage everything. Let's go over here. I want to wait for the next batch of enemies before I start doing stuff. I want to use Lisa's ult and see how that is in conjunction with this. So now everyone should be petrified in this AoE damage, and that should actually be pretty significant. Also, I forgot we had Kaeya. That's why it was taking such a long time to actually beat this guy. Trying to get back to Zhongli, and we got it. Yeah, see, that's how you play. That's how you just wipe away everything. That was much faster and much better. So that, I think that's also the thing that people aren't focusing on is if you're just playing Zhongli, it gets a kind of rough, but if you're switching between your characters, constantly using their passive abilities, and also keeping yourself safe. Like, I think he's a character that is weirdly, like, you gotta think about where you're at, whereas Child, it seems like he's just more about dodging, because he doesn't have that much health, so you gotta kind of stay alive for longer. But with Zhongli, it seems like that's where you kind of got to manage everything. It's just keeping, if you like to cycle through characters, then I think he's going to be a character that you're going to love to pieces. But no, I'm totally, if I am lucky enough to get him, totally amped and would be jazzed. But let's move on to our rock and roll girl, who I think, honestly, if I get her, I'm kind of cross between, well, I don't know, man, because it depends. If I luck out immensely and get her at 5-star, or 5 constellations, or 6 constellations, max constellation essentially, then I think then I might do something crazy enough to actually build for her to be constellation, or build her to be a DPS, because she's one of those weird characters where you keep investing, and finally, what do you call it? Her defense becomes damage, which is amazing. Anyways, yeah, so this character is all about her passion. I mean, if you guys didn't check out those videos. So essentially, for one, her design. So fucking cute, love it to pieces. She looks badass and cute. It's a mixture of both. Regardless, lovely. But she's also a badass Claymore user. Also, she's not exactly built well either. For a reason that these the kit that they gave both of these characters, I think were not ideal for what people are most likely going to build for them, because you want to build for stuff that scales well, and none of the stuff that they've given them are really stuff that scales incredibly well. Also, this character is massively, she gains a huge advantage when you get her constellation up, actually. So again, the first 2 are fantastic. This first constellation gives you a huge attack bonus as soon as you get a critical hit. Now you might be like, maybe I don't have a good crit rate, but then you have this, which this, as soon as you activate your ult, you get your max level of your shield, and it guaranteed crits, which gives you your attack speed. So just these 2 in conjunction are wonderful. But you guys may be saying, well, what is her talent? Well, essentially, when you strum your guitar, if there is a certain amount of people around you, you'll gain their passion, and it stacks up to 3 times. And if you get all 3 stacks, you actually just do a consistent fire dot that comes from your shield itself. I think, let me check this, but if that's the case, then you could pop on the shield as long as there's 3 enemies around you, or pop your ult, and then switch to any of your like primary DPSs like a Razor that cause consistent overload if you happen to also have his ult, which I think she'll gain ult plenty fast. Let's see, I might be absolutely insane, but let's see. Also, she's a Claymore user, so they just feel so good in this game. Also, there's plenty of enemies around me. Let's activate her ult. There it is. Oh, did I activate it? There we go. I don't think it popped off just quite as yet. Also, I don't think you gain anything from how heavy it hurts, but yeah, you guys can see we're constantly dealing pretty good damage. Also, we hold this down, we pop this off, just again to not just play one singular character. Again, cause a bunch of damage with our ult. Switch. Activate Kaeya, burn you because you're one enemy, or you're the ice resistant, or you're like a fire enemy. Sorry. But yeah, I think even if we choose to change to Kaeya, I think we would consistently start spawning a melt. Yeah, because it's water-based. Oh, and now we got to activate her shield again. Oh, it's not up yet, but we could activate her ult to get some damage. Now let's go over here, get this max level of our shield. Yeah, that's max levels, right? Yeah, everyone, you see this periodically dealing damage. So if I switch to Kaeya, yeah, it's still pulsating like that. So yeah, you're basically just constantly dealing with fire damage, plus you have a great shield. So it just seems totally legit. Again, her kit, her everything seems absolutely solid, and her ult comes back fast as shit, and it does a good amount of burst damage. And it's fire-based. Who doesn't want another fire character, you know? Also, she's a Claymore user who they just feel so good to use because they swing so big and they pretty much hit the world. So yeah, again, she not like 10 out of 10. I cannot wait to play her. Again, I think they didn't build her properly. Like, you want to build her, again, if you're lucky enough to get 2 constellations from her, then that sets her free. And that way you can actually, because the thing that she kind of struggles with is you need to have 3 or so enemies to get the best out of your shield and get that constant damage proc happening with fire from the shield. But if you have her ult available, you activate her ult, and then you just have more damage on top of the already decent, your already decent DPS that you may have, or other things. So she comes alive when it comes to that, I think. And she doesn't have that just yet, that constellation in that trial run. But then we got our boy Razor, which doesn't need much explanation. This is one of the characters I am hoping so dearly that I get, because Razor is notorious for being one of the better damage characters in the game. Yeah, just everything about him. I don't know. If I do get lucky enough to get him, I want to watch a bunch of videos about why he's so good, because he's been known to be so good for such a long time. But he has a Claymore. He's just awesome in that sense. His design is sick as well. He's like a wolf boy. But he also has a sprint reduction, so you have more stamina to just run around. He also scales well with decent health and good damage. But he also has this, which comes back really fast. It comes back in 4 seconds. Nuts. So you can keep meleeing and you can keep building that up. Now, apparently, every single time you activate that and you hit an enemy, you'll build a charge. Now, if you hold down that charge, it actually builds your ult faster. Now, the coolest thing is that Razor's ult is one of the coolest ults, if not the coolest ult in the game. He has this giant wolf that hovers over him and shreds people. I'm sure you've seen it. But again, if you get this character, just know that he's one of the better DPSs, although he is a selfish DPS, kind of like Diluc and whatnot, who when you activate them or when you play them, you're predominantly going to be playing them. But I've never played with this character, so forgive me if I'm absolutely trash, although I think I was able to make something happen with the other characters, so probably a little worth it. So as you guys can see, we have that little orb beside us. We're going to activate this again, keep juggling them, and see how fast our ult's coming back. Like, we basically almost have our ult already. And yeah, we actually have our ult, so they must have actually built him for some ult recharge. Anyways, look at this. Look, also, did I mention he has insane radius? Like, insane radius. Oh, I fucked up. I didn't know it canceled it. Oh, no. Oh, also, when we activate our ult, I guess it consumes the charges. Interesting. Also, I don't mean to... Yeah, but see how fast... Yeah, they definitely have him built for ult charge, because this is insane how fast our ult's coming back. Okay, but we keep our charges, which is good. But yeah, see, you want to stay with Razor. I messed up and I kind of left. Also, if you use your claw attack with Wolf, he adds to that damage, and it just seems so mean. Also, if we hold down our attack, we'll start spinning, I think. Oh, does he not have a hold down attack when he's... Maybe not. That makes sense, I guess. But he does attack faster, by the way. But yeah, I was like just trying to see what to do there, and we were just cleaning house. Didn't come again. He also he hits so hard that he staggers enemies. He's also that's why he's a Claymore user, so that's why he staggers people. But again, Razor's just one of those characters where when you play, you feel like, what? you just feel like a machine, like a fucking ravenous wolf just chewing through something. So again, I would love to show you more of him, but I'm hoping that we'll get him. Even if you only get 1 constellation or 2 or 3 from him, he comes undone really fast. That's most characters. But again, he's one of those characters where if you're lucky enough to get max constellation, then he gets even crazier. More so than I think the previous 2 we've just mentioned, even though one of them is a 5-star. But that could just be me. Could be crazy. And then this person, I think, is the same kind of vibe, except you just, from what I hear, if you have max constellation, then he kind of becomes a DPS. but generally speaking, just spam his abilities and use him as a support, which, by the way, cryo things in this game are absolutely annoying. Sorry, you just need a lot of cryo stuff in the Spiral Abyss, so people are constantly mentioning that cryo characters are important, and this character is not bad at all. And again, good support and all that stuff. His abilities are on a little bit longer of a cooldown than I would like, which is why we probably should switch to other characters and have a goofy fun time like that. Also, I believe his alt converts everything. Oh no, just a big damage alt. That's what it is. My bad, I forgot. Also, I want to use. Also, I didn't know what his alt charge is. If I hold this down, does this do anything? No, it's just an activation. Okay, so yeah, it just gives you cryo damage if you're in the area, which is good. But it's bad if you're playing a character like Razor, because it actually converts his damage. Let's do this. Kill you. Oh, I had another enemy. Oh my god. Also, isn't cryo actually? Yeah, cryo is weirdly effective against water. I guess it makes sense because it causes ice or melts, but it's still a little weird to me. Also, why have you not gotten your ult back, Zhongli? Yeah, it's very weird. Let's not have a build with the recharge. Do Boba. Activate this, you'll be dead. Oh, maybe not. Oh, you fucking perfectly dodged me, you bastard. Anyways, we'll do some of this. That's one thing that's kind of shitty about Boba, though. Boba just doesn't move, so you're sitting there like, come on, Boba, please. For the love of God. Also, we could do a hold down attack. I just don't feel like these are quite worth it. There we go. Yeah, again, that one, again, I don't think you're supposed to play him permanently like that. Nor do I think, well, I think you can play Zhongli permanently like that if you want. But anyways, guys, those are the characters. Again, I'm so hyped for Razor. If I'm lucky enough to get Razor, I'd be amped. If I'm able to get the Rocker Girl, also incredibly happy. And of course, if I'm able to get the main 5-star himself, Zhongli, I'll be so fucking thrilled as well. And of course, my last favorite, but the character that I most likely will get a lot of, because of the way I phrased it, is the one ice guy who is already good. That's why I waited for this banner, or waited, is because I wanted a banner where I didn't just want the 5-star, but instead I wanted everyone in the banner that way. Even if I did have the worst luck imaginable, I'd still be able to get something that I need. And one of the things that I desperately need is a damage character, and Razor is that character. And same, I think Zhongli could also be that kind of character as well. So, needless to say, very, very excited. Hopefully, we'll get them in tomorrow's stream. By the way, I'm gonna upload that video, so we're gonna do that anyway. But yes, I am just sitting here patiently waiting, where everyone around me, they're just spending all that money on our boy. It makes sense though. Again, I can't wait. He's again. I wish I want to play with him more, and I want to build him the way that I think I would want to use him, which is to just spam meteors and to constantly have CC. Which is also why I think I want Razor, because I think Razor facilitates everybody else's power regen, because he's constantly, again, the way they had him built that just there, we were able to get her ult back immediately. And I didn't know what set they were rocking, but I'm assuming it's a recharge set, which is kind of good, but it's even better if you have physical damage with him, because he scales off that in a monstrous way. Anywho, ladies and gentlemen, love you. Hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I cannot wait to spend the primo that I've been carrying, even if I get, like, technically the things that I don't want, there's still things that I want, you know? So anyways, hopefully you guys, by the way, did get him, Zhongli, especially because I know a lot of people want him, including myself. But hopefully, he also got some Razors, and hopefully you even got some of that badass Rocker Girl, because she does, I think she's going to be a sleeper hit. I don't think people are going to give her enough credit, and I think it's a shame. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Subscribe button to my right, as well as 2 videos to my far right. Also, sorry if I got a little jumbled there, in the midst of fighting, trying to explain everything. Yeah, it's a little bit messy when you're like trying to use a character that I've never used, because I'm free to play. I haven't played any of these characters. I've been hearing about them and learning about them for such a long time because they're in this banner. I've also prepared for a lot of the characters in the banner as well, so fingers crossed I get the ones I prepared the most for. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for your time. Subscribe button's over that way. Thank you once again, and goodbye.